We got another video today, man. This video today looks like they're talking about how the WNBA, they're going towards more Caitlin Clark and Paige Becker, matchups, which I fully support. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese shit, I just feel like that been dragged out too long, too far. It's always a white and black thing. It's never about real ball for real. And they play two different positions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather see, let them hype up Angel Reese against Asian. Let them hype up Angel Reese against Aaliyah Boston. I want to see them matchups hyped up because Asia Wilson giving work. Aaliyah Boston giving work. Shawty out for the missus give work with a red head. Like, we got to stop trying to drag on this shit just for the eyes to see, bro. Like, you already know there's going to be eyes on any game Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark playing. So why overhype it when it's already going to be hype? Resort your energy to other areas that need help, like Angel Reese against people that's playing her position. Now comes in Paige Bueckers. Paige Bueckers, Caitlin Clark is better matchup. They're going to be guarding each other. They play the same position. Paige Bueckers is better. But Caitlin Clark got the notoriety, got the fame. That's the matchup I'm trying to see this upcoming season. But let's go ahead and read this article from Sports Illustrated. This is by Oshkosh Dash on X. Let's see what they're talking about. So it says, if we still believe in normalcy, and the reason why he mentioned normalcy is because the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, I believe is already expired, or this may be the last year. And there's some heavy negotiations going on where the women, they want what they want. The league, if you, in my opinion, want to keep status quo and just keep growing, slowly, which you can't help, which I don't blame her for. You know what I'm saying? I think when it comes to this situation with the females and them getting their money, the WNBA only been in existence since the mid-90s. So if you ask me, you got to go through the growing pains, through the growing process. You know what I'm saying? The NBA is about over 80 years old. You know what I'm saying? And they're just now getting to where they are right now, which is a lot of money. I ain't gonna hold you, it's a lot of money. But for the women, y'all are a whole different company. You know what I'm saying? Y'all only began less than 30 years ago, or just about 30 years ago. So y'all got a lot of growing to do. The money that y'all making now, guys like, Magic Johnson was making in their first year in the NBA. Some sort like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're making money now that the NBA players are making in the 70s and 80s. I'm not saying 70s, probably just the 80s for real. You know what I'm saying? And we can go more in depth than that if y'all like that, if y'all want that. Like, comment, subscribe on this video if you want more videos like this, if you want us to talk about more shit like this as well, because I'm here to give an honest approach. I don't put my feelings in this shit. I take my feelings out, and I really try to get down to the bottom of what's really going on there. And who need to take, hey, look, everybody need a scar after this fight, man. You know what I'm saying? With the CBA, with the WNBA, with the players, everybody gonna need to take a couple punches. And it's up to who's able to take a couple punches and still feel like they standing at the end of the fight, at the end of the war, at the end of negotiations. But like I said, man, I think the women of the WNBA, they're wanting a little too much too early. Only being about 30 years in existence. You need a little more tread on them ties. The NBA dudes, they ain't start making this money 30 years in. You know what I'm saying? So there is a triculation that needs to happen. There is some more stars that are needed per team. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine how many teams are actually in the league. There are not 30 WNBA teams. You dig what I'm saying? And y'all numbers reflect that. So I said it to say this. Women, yeah, you need to, add a couple of things to the CBA, but at the end of the day, y'all need to go with what's already written. go with what the owners already had because they've been losing money this whole time and just ride it out and then capitalize on that outside of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all really want to take advantage of your stardom, find some way in that. That's what it is. Find some way in that CBA that y'all get ownership of your likeness. That's very important. That's very important. So, women, y'all play as hard as y'all want, but y'all know y'all gonna have to give up a lot at the end of the day. One thing that y'all need to keep is y'all NIL, your name, image, and likeness. Because when you become a part of a league like this, they want everything that's attributed to you, everything, every money that come in, they trying to break it down with you. Have something in that CBA that protects your money outside of the game. So if you have an endorsement with some company, make sure that you getting most of that. You don't got to break that shit down with the league. I think if y'all can do that, then y'all have an opportunity to, make money outside of the game and still feel like y'all good. Still feel like y'all ain't got to travel, overseas and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I know they're saying right now, coming in the league. Let's see if it's been updated. But they said women, y'all get about $75,000 for your rookie contract. Let me see. Okay, that's about it. So WNBA rookie salaries are tiered by draft position, with top picks earning the most. For the 2025 draft class, the first four picks started at around $78,000 in their first year as part of a 4-year, $348,000 deal, while later picks earn less, with the minimum first year salary around $66,079. But players can significantly boost earnings through endorsements and bonuses. Like I just said, now make sure these endorsements are you keep them 100% of those earnings. Like Paige Bueckers earning over $1.5 million from endorsements in her rookie year. See, so that's kind of what I was saying, man. Like, make sure you can keep all your NIL money, your name, image, likeness money. Looks like at the end of 4 years, 350,000 at the end of 4 years plus some add-ons. Man, that ain't bad, man. That's not bad. For just playing basketball. Let's get it right, man. All we doing is playing basketball. Now, are they paying for your flights? They should be. You know what I'm saying? You got gear, housing, just like any other American. 78,000 is some good money, but it's about how you try and live. You know what I'm saying? How you try and live. You can't be trying to live like an NBA player when you're a woman playing in the WNBA. I'm sorry. It just doesn't go hand in hand. There's just some things that got to get cut off. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like, y'all get to be in the presence of all these multi-millionaires, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? Hey, gain with some relationships. You know what I'm saying? Get in the business with these guys. You know what I'm saying? That's how you're going to grow your money. You're not going to grow your money by trying to fight to get $100,000 for minimum salary. You know what I'm saying? When in all actuality, you don't pay for everything. Now, we can always break down travel expenses and all that, all shit like that. But from my understanding, I believe y'all travel expenses are already taken care of. So it's not like y'all have to pay for shit. Y'all might have different accommodations where y'all may be flying more private than commercial or whatever, how you call it. That's another story. But at the end of the day, y'all don't have to come out of y'all pocket for shit like that. There's a lot of shit that y'all don't got to come out of pocket for. So your regular American making $78,000 a year, it's way different when you compare it to what y'all getting and what y'all got to pay for compared to them. So we look down here. So looks like this is the rookie salary scale. First year 78, for picks 1 through 4, picks 5 through 8, it's like 75, 72, 69, and 66. All right, so we look at some key factors. So team option. Rookie contracts are typically 3 years with a team option for a fourth. So no matter how good or how bad you are as a rookie, no, let's not say good. No matter how bad you are, looks like you still locked onto a contract. So as long as you get a contract, you should be good for 3 years, whether you some shit or not. You know what I'm saying? So that's a plus for the players who don't make it in the WNBA. Players can earn additional income through performance bonuses and team marketing agreements, endorsements, off-court income from endorsements and NIL deals can dwarf base salaries, as seen with players like Paige Bueckers and Caitlin Clark. CBA changes. These figures are set by the collective bargaining agreement and are subject to change in future negotiations, with potential for significant increases as the league grows. So just off the bat right there, that just kind of gives you an idea of, you know, what these ladies are getting for their first time salaries. Now, so that's why they mentioned the normalcy. So basically, we are roughly 10 to 12 weeks away from the WNBA draft. But somehow, we still don't know we'll get to watch Paige Bueckers and Caitlin Clark next season because the CBA discussions are making no real progress. At this point last year, fans were arguing about draft picks, not wondering if the league would even tip off. Despite all the uncertainty, the league has announced the 2026 season schedule, and that's made things awkward. The WNBA wants everyone to believe that the season will begin on May 8th, but this isn't as straightforward as it seems. Rachel Demita broke down what appears to be a twofold problem. The Indiana Fever will play their first preseason game against the New York Liberty on April 25th. And then they will play another preseason game on April 30th against the Dallas Wings in Indiana. The WNBA has definitely shifted. The WNBA has definitively shifted from the Caitlin Clark Angel Reese rivalry to now Caitlin Clark Paige Bueckers rivalry. It seems like they are trying to get these two matched up against one another as much as they possibly can. To make the league more attractive, the WNBA appears to have shifted its strategy. The Clark versus Reese rivalry had been the league's main draw for 2 seasons, and it delivered huge numbers. Their June 24 game drew 2.25 million viewers on CBS, and last year's season opener climbed to 2.7 on ESPN. Yet the league has decided to move in a different direction. Fever versus Sky matchups are down to 3 meetings, compared to 4 and 5 in the last 2 seasons, respectively. However, last season was just one blowout win after another in Clark's favor, dampening the fierce contest with Reese. The upcoming preseason schedule makes it even clearer. The Wings are playing the Fever, which means we are guaranteed at least 4 Clark versus Bueckers matchups this season. But even if both players stay fit, those games aren't guaranteed to pull strong numbers. The Wings are coming off a disaster campaign. Hell yeah. Like, we big on them Paige Bueckers highlights, but she needs some help. I'm going to YLA. I told you I'm coming for you. I'm about to watch your highlights too. But, like, the league needs to help Dallas with some talent. I guess we got to take a look at the draft positions too, man, because Paige needs some help out there. Paige need a big man. So they had a disaster campaign, and Bueckers was their only bright spot. The team has no room to be considered an underdog, especially when the Golden State Valkyries had such a good year. Now these preseason games are in April. The season starts in the first week of May, but there's also training camp that has to start before all of this, Demita further explained. They're going to be back in training camp at least a few weeks before this game. So, as you can see, everything is getting super murky and it's messing up a lot of different things. Time is clearly running out for the league and the players to reach an agreement, according to Annie Costabil's latest update. GMs still don't know what the expansion draft rules look like or will be. More than half the league will be in free agency. Nobody really knows what the regular draft is going to look like either. So, what you mean? What do they mean by an expansion draft? More than half the league will be in free agency. What are they doing? Like a reshuffling of the board or something? Nobody really knows what that regular draft is going to look like either. Wow. We still do not know how many players each team will even be allowed to protect ahead of the expansion draft. What are teams supposed to protect if 3/4 of their roster is hitting free agency? There are so many things the WNBA needs to fix, but time is clearly running out. And so far, the league hasn't accepted the players' current demands. What do Caitlin Clark and the WNBA PA want? Both sides remain miles apart. The latest proposal will give players roughly 70% of net revenue, increasing from 65% to 80% over the full term. Yet, none of it is guaranteed. The league's net revenue system does not guarantee owners a profit, meaning teams could be forced to absorb losses if revenues fall or expenses rise beyond their control, per Sportico. Who are these women trying? Nah, yo. Y'all, what the hell? We got to dive deeper into this right here. Both sides remain miles apart. The latest proposal will give players roughly 70% of net revenue, increasing from 65 to 80% over the full term. Yet none of it's guaranteed. The league's net revenue system does not guarantee owners a profit, meaning teams could be forced to absorb losses if revenues fall or expenses rise beyond their control. The players want a deal that gives them 30% of gross revenue. It is much simpler to manage than the WNBA's current model, even if it is not as complex as those of other leagues. In that model, the other 70% would remain with the league to cover expenses and operations without deducting costs up front. But the league has not reached out about it yet, and the time is running out. Players have already voiced their frustration about the schedule release. Azura Stevens dropped a string of question marks under an Instagram post about the WNBA schedule. And Asia Wilson posted a movie clip of a guy banging a table with the caption, "Me looking at the schedule release." If things do not improve from here, it is hard to imagine a future where they avoid a lockout. However, even if the season does happen, there's no realistic scenario in which everything gets finalized in time for a smooth May 8th start, as the league wants. So, with that being said, this is going to be a long drawn out. We got a couple months before the season start. A little less than that before training camp has to start and preseason has to start. So we'll take a look and see what happens. We see that the players want one thing, the teams and the owners want another. We're going to take a deeper dive into this and see exactly what's going on. So if you want more videos of this, if you're a fan of Caitlin Clark, you're a fan of Paige the Prodigy Bueckers, if you're a fan of the W, if you're a fan of sports, man, like, comment, subscribe.